Jaime, have you watched the tape from the last time you guys played Gonzaga here?
Yeah, I've seen it. And we're ecstatic that we're here in the Sweet 16 and we're able to play against a great team.
Back here in the back.
Scott Miller, New York Times. For all, Jaime and Tyger especially, referring to that question on that game, but not about the wins and losses, just what do you remember that game being like? What were the feelings like as you were playing and looking back on it, aside from win or lose?
I think it's a new team. If you want to compare last year, I think it was maybe the third game of the year, and talk about almost 2 years, like maybe a year and a half, something later. We got a lot of new guys. This is a completely new team. So I think that game has little effect on what we're doing here in this game coming up.
I mean, Jaime, hit it right on the head. It's hard to compare a game, from a year ago or even when we played them before that, because we have a whole new team. They have a whole new team. Obviously, there's still some guys that were there, just like we have, but we're going into this game not worried about the past ones and just trying to get a win on Thursday.
All right, we'll go to Thukni Nguyen from the LA Times on Zoom. Go ahead.
Hi. Hi. This is Thukni Nguyen with the LA Times. I have a question for you, Tyger. Coach Cronin is always talking about how hard it is to play defense with freshmen. You have one guy sitting next to you right now. But how has this team been able to do it with Amari and Adem and Dylan and Will contributing so much? And what kind of role do veterans have in helping bring those guys along?
Well, it's good having freshmen that are here and that are willing to listen and that are willing to take on the task in front of them. If you would have, Amari being a great defender, for example, last game, he played a point guard that made second team All Big Ten and made it difficult for him all game and to even go back the game before. So when you have guys that are just ready and they're going against veterans every day in practice, it makes it a little easier when they get out there. But all that has to do with, effort and, them locking into the scouting report also, because with young guys, it's hard. They'll get backdoored, they'll get beat. It'll be a lot of things that you don't expect, but the guys that we have, they've taken on this defensive job very seriously because they know that, that's the only way we're going to win is by defense, and they recognize that.
Okay, here in the middle.
Tarek Patel from Los Angeles Daily News. Jaime, you've been in so many of these tournaments now, Tyger yourself, but for Jaime, for you specifically, do you ever have to pinch yourself a little bit, man? You've played in so many March Madness games, doing media all the time. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it becomes surreal for me, and I think Tyger and Amari can probably speak to that as well. I think it's hard, and me and Tyger talk a lot after games about just trying to understand and realize the bigger picture and take ourselves out of our shoes and look at what we've really done as a group together. And we look back and we're proud of what we've accomplished so far. Obviously, we're still here, we're still playing, and we got a lot more to do. But when we look back, we're very proud of the effort and hard work that we put into building this program to what it is today.
Okay, down front.
Jim Alexander from the Orange County Register, Southern California News Group. Amari, along those same lines, this being your first exposure to March Madness, what are your impressions right now? What's going through your head with not only what's going on the floor, but all the media stuff and all the other stuff that goes with it?
Really just staying in the moment, staying present with my guys. That's all I really can do. Just like you said, this is my first experience with all of this. And I'm really just taking it one step at a time with the media, with gameplay, practice play. So, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the Zoom, back to Thukni Nguyen of the LA Times.
Jaime, I had one for you. Obviously, your sister is going to be playing in her Sweet 16 this weekend. Just what parts about her game do you appreciate the most and the kind of player she's grown into so far at UCLA?
She's tough. She's tough. I think we play a very similar style of game. I was very happy I got to watch her in the second round. I was able to go. I know all the guys were there supporting the women's team as well. I'm just very proud of the work that she's put in. It's difficult as a freshman, but she's taking her time there, and she's making the most of it. So I'm just very happy and proud of her.
Okay, back here in the middle.
Andrew Quinn, Crum 2 in Spokane, Washington. Jaime, Drew talked about you guys being roommates at a camp in high school.
Yeah.
Just seeing how far he's come. He's now the all-time scoring leader at Gonzaga. You've probably had battles with him over the years. Just how tough is he offensively, footwork-wise, and everything? And just seeing him grow all the way from high school, just what's that been like from afar?
We, like you said, we met each other. We were roommates at I think the Balls Live camp. In SoCal, and it was great to just get to know him, get to see how he was at the time. I mean, I don't think either of us knew how far our careers were going to go at that time. We were just kids enjoying basketball and having fun, and it's great to see him and all the success that he's had there. And I credit that to all the hard work that he's put in. It was very cool to have full circle moments like that in life. I think 360 is a magic number. I think a lot of things come full circle, and I think here's another one of those instances.
Right here in the middle.
Thank you. Tiger, for you specifically, can you talk a little bit about Dylan Andrews? I think naturally his minutes have literally gone up, his points. He's made some key plays with the free throws and the three-pointer Northwestern. Just your comments on Dylan Andrews and him being able to step up on such a big stage.
It might sound crazy, but, I expect that from, and not just me, but the team expects that from him. Ever since he's first got here, he's been a dog, and he's been willing to learn. And, he's asked me all types of questions, and he's trying to figure it out one game at a time. And, I think that he just shows that he's ready when he comes in. Like, to your point, those big free throws that he hit, we don't win unless he hits those. So he's just a guy that stays ready, and, when his time comes, it's going to be crazy. He'll show everybody.
Right down front.
Connor Morissette, Sports Illustrated Media Group. For Jaime and Tiger, what this year, only this year, stands out about Gonzaga on film to you guys?
I think more their offense obviously has been a big focal point of their team, and I think that's just constant throughout the 3 years that I've been here and been able to play them. They're always tough to guard in transition, the pick and roll as well. So we're just going to try to trust in our game plan, trust in the coaches, and we're going to try to execute the best we can.
Alan? I'm sorry, you want to follow up? Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Oh, all right, go ahead, Alan.
Alan Snow with lvsportsbiz.com. This is for all three guys. How would you describe Las Vegas as a basketball town, since you guys come here every year for the tournament, and also you guys play here some special one-off games too, in the fall?
Got this one.
Yeah.
That's for all three of you guys, so just take turns.
You want this one?
I mean, I feel like we just want to. I feel like we want to come here and win, obviously, but I feel like we've joked around about it a little bit, but just break the curse that we have here in Vegas and just come out here on top. So.
I think just to add on that too, I think me and Amari obviously play high school, but everyone here I think has gone to Vegas at one point in their life for basketball. I think it really is an underrated mecca when it comes to youth basketball and just basketball in whole. I think it's a very underrated city.
Tiger, you want to answer?
They pretty much answered all of them, so I think I'm good.
Other question? Oh, Adam, right here in front.
Adam Hill, Review Journal. Tiger, I'll ask you. I know you have been asked about a couple of the younger guys. Will, in particular, he's a Vegas kid coming back home. What is his journey kind of? How's it been kind of perceived by you guys, and what have you seen in his development?
Well, we know Will is a great player, and he's coming off a pretty serious injury. So, me personally going through something like that, I try to talk to him and help him try to get more comfortable with his body and just tell him, how much we need him and how there's no rush, but, we need him to play if we want to win. So, he's a gamer, so he stays ready. We're just trying to, keep up his confidence because we see him do great things every day in practice, defensively and offensively. So we're just trying to get him more comfortable in his body and just ready to come in these games and help us win because we know we're going to need him.
Okay, right here in front.
Kyle Kensing, this is for flowhoops.com. Jaime, I talked to you before the season. You talked about coming back and how being on campus at the same time as your sister was pretty special. Getting to see her go to the Sweet 16, you were mentioning that. What's been the best part of being a big brother with your little sister on campus and kind of going through the journey together?
I think just being able to, see firsthand her growth as, a player, but also as a woman as well. This is just a big transition in everyone's lives when they go to college, and I think she's handling it great. Obviously, they're in the Sweet 16, but I think just more than that, she's learning how to live, by herself on her own and kind of finding her own way in life. And I think that's just really cool as an older brother, just to see my little sister grow up in front of my eyes.
Okay, right here.
One more question, Jaime, along that line. Are your parents going to be flying back and forth this weekend between here and Greenville, or what's the deal there?
I don't have their flight itinerary, but I know they're crazy, and they're going to try to make both as best they can. My parents are very supportive, and they've been that way since I was a kid, and I just really appreciate all the hard work that they put in trying to make it and support all three of their kids and all their sports and all their games.
Back here in the back.
Amari, coming in as a freshman, your last 5 games averaging 17 points per game, obviously not fazed at all by the bright lights of March and the Pac-12 tournament and everything. Just what about this time of year is bringing out the best in you right now, especially heading into a matchup with a team as prolific offensively as Gonzaga?
Really just trying to stay sane and trust in my work, trust in what we built together collectively as a group, not really getting beside myself, knowing that we're going to have to come in and compete for 40 minutes, really just letting everything play out, and whatever happens, happens. And just staying present in the moment, really.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you guys very much. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, guys.